Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to One Nation Under God. This is an emergency live. 2024 changes everything. We're about to get into some video, some footage from across the nation of what they are doing. And it seems a lot like 2020, but here's the difference. Here is why everything is different. Because we now know how our election system works. We know what machines are where and who owns them and who finances them. We know who are the secretaries of state. We know who are governors. We know what to look for. We are now educated. They wanted a great reset. They got the great wake up. They got the great awakening, not a great reset. First things first, ladies and gentlemen, I do want to share this with you. Please, please, please pray for Steve Bannon. He should have been out already, but they are holding him. The warden in charge of the prison Steve Bannon is being held in just admitted that Bannon has qualified for release under Trump's First Step Act, but the Kamala Biden regime has held him hostage. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is election season, and they don't want this powerful man with a powerful voice for Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as you're in, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment. What state are you voting Donald Trump from? Now, let's get right into what we are seeing across the nation. This right here, breaking. Voters in Tarrant County, Texas are reporting that voting machines are flipping their votes. Let's watch this together.
James Carpenter. I just voted in the White Settlement election. I voted for one president, checked it on the video screen. When I got the paper ballot, it had the other candidate's name on it. Check your paper ballots, everybody.
Thank you, sir.
My name is Lucas Clark, and I voted here at White Settlement Library in Fort Worth. I was in line for about 45 minutes, and there were two people that came out and said that their ballots were changed. So everybody double check your printed out ballots. They go in there and they vote, and once they print out their ballot, it's different. So,
thank you very much, sir.
James Carpenter.
So the way to stop this, ladies and gentlemen, is you must watch your ballot. So when you fill it out, you put it in the computer, watch what it prints out before you cast the vote, before you lock it in. It doesn't matter what state you're in, Arizona, Washington, New York, please keep an eye out. Let's continue other things. And here's what I want to point out something. This is coming from the Los Angeles Times. Yes, voter fraud happens, but it's rare. And there are safeguards to catch it. Wait, what? Aren't you the ones that told us that our elections are secure? Our elections have no issues. Our elections have no problems at all? Let's read this. They used to tell us fraud never occurs in the choosings. But due to the undeniable evidence, they now say it does happen, but it's quote unquote rare. We are winning the information war. Their lies can no longer penetrate the people's minds. Knowing every which way they cheat is acting as a defense against them, pulling it off. Again, ladies and gentlemen, do you want to know what the number one way to stop a cheater, a thief, a robber is? You call them out. You tell them, we're watching you. We know what you're doing. You put fear in their heart and pressure on their necks. Now, before I continue, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a big thank you to VERITY Metals. I have joined forces with VERITY Metals to protect the patriot community from the coming financial collapse. I believe our system is rigged, our system is broken, and our system is crashing. And I am especially talking about the financial system of the United States, of the West. We see right now a huge BRICS summit happening in Russia, where 3/4 of the world's population's representatives are meeting. And what are they talking about over there? They're talking about a brand new currency to take down the dollar, to take down America's financial system. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where gold and silver comes into play. No matter what happens to the dollar, gold and silver protects your money. When inflation goes up, when everything, gas prices goes up, that means the dollar is going down. And with the dollar going down, gold and silver goes up. I don't know if you saw or not, but silver spiked almost $5 per ounce in the last week. That is not a good sign for the dollar. That is a bad sign for the dollar. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Verity Metals is a Patriot-owned, non-commission-based company, and Matthew, the owner, is a very good friend of mine. You can call him anytime. That is his cell phone number, 480-717-9081. He's a patriot. He's a Trump supporter who donates to the Trump campaign regularly and hires patriots. So go to veritymetals.com or call Matthew, 480-717-9081. Tell him Vlad sent you. Get free silver on qualifying orders. They do IRAs, 401ks. They protect your cash saving accounts and your retirement accounts. Links down below in the description. Let's continue. Now, this is what Las Vegas betting odds have Donald Trump at right now. This is where they are sitting right now. I want to point this one out. So we just got this comment. I am worried about my mail-in ballot. Now, if you received your mail-in ballot, but you want to vote in person, do not open your ballot. Keep it closed. Don't unseal it. Keep it sealed. Keep it locked in. Then when you go to vote, keep it with you. And if they tell you already voted by mail, call your sheriff and say, I want to report a crime of fraud happening right now, identity theft. The sheriff, don't tell them you're at a polling place. Don't tell them it's about an election. When the sheriff shows up, have the poll worker repeat what they said to you to the sheriff. And once they do, you pull out your ballot and say, no, I didn't vote by mail. Here's my ballot. I never even opened it. This way, they have to open up an identity theft case in your name. That is the only way to fight that. But if you are going to vote by your mail-in ballot, make sure to take a picture of who you voted for once you fill it out, the front, the back, put it in the envelope, take a picture of it, and then take a picture once you leave it at the drop box with the date, with the picture. That we need to have evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, record, take pictures, write down the dates. Make sure you have evidence of when, where, and who you voted for. When, what date and what time, where, the location of the drop box or the polling place, and the date. Have it all on video, on tape. This way, if they do something, we will have tens of millions of Americans coming together with information that's saying, hey, no. I want to know, who did I vote for in the system? I know who I voted for on paper or on the Dominion screen. I want to know who you got. And then we go to the courts and we fight. I've been asked this question many times, Vlad, what are you going to do if Trump loses? You know what I'm going to do on November 6th? The same thing I did on November 5th. I'm going to fight for this country. I'm going to speak truth to power. And I'm not going to give up. That's what I'm going to do. Now, I want to show you. Let's take a little comedy break. I want to take a little comedy break with you, ladies and gentlemen.
Or like Tim Walz is very obviously gay. I look at him and I'm like, well, you're gay. And I'm sure I'll be attacked for saying that. Maybe he's not gay, but he certainly seems gay.
Right. And immediately say, where's your evidence?
I don't have any evidence. I'm just saying the guy looks super, super gay to me. But they're the ones always running on being like, it's great to be gay. Okay, if it's great to be gay, then why is it an attack on him for me to say that? And why would it be out of bounds to be like, hey, Tim Walz, you seem super gay. Are you gay? Have you ever slept with dudes? Like,
oh, I mean, Tucker Carlson is hilarious. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go to the flip side of what's happening in the campaign. We see Obama is now on the campaign trail. All right. He has, first of all, let's acknowledge the fact that Eminem, the disgraced rapper, white guy who wants to be black, obviously, who has an entire album dissing the Cheney family for their warmongering and the FCC and all the stuff that they used to do, is now on the campaign trail with Liz Cheney and Kamala Harris. Not only that, Liz Cheney and Kamala Harris say they're all about women's rights, respect, and empower women. Eminem built his entire rap career of disrespecting women. He disrespected his mom. He disrespected his baby mama. He disrespected every single woman, calling them sluts and whores and every other disgusting name that you can attach to a female. He talked about, without their consent, having, laying with them. He talked about brutally making them give you what they want. I mean, this is all in his albums. He's got rap videos of where he's beating women, torturing women, tormenting women, abusing women. Now, this dude is on stage standing with Kamala Harris and Liz Cheney saying, I love women. My thing is, what kind of tapes did they find on you, Mr. Slim Shady, in the Diddy archives? There's got to be some Diddy archives with your face in them. Probably other body parts as well, but that's for the courts to know, for us to speculate. Now, so we're going to go to this Obama thing, right? Here's how black men feel about this. Watch. A Philadelphia black man stunned MSNBC saying he was deeply offended when Barack Obama tried to racially blackmail other black men into voting for Kamala Harris. Watch this.
And I just wonder for anybody who heard that, like what they thought of that.
Deeply offended. I was deeply offended. And it felt like a moment where it's like, you N-words better get in line and do what we say. And it felt like him as the czar of the Democratic Party coming down to say, go get these N-words in line. And the general tone of it was disgusting. It was abhorrent. I don't respect it. I didn't like nothing about it. And Kamala, 2 days after that, is like, we love our black men. We have programs and things that we're rolling out for them. And she rolled out policy. Good cop, bad cop. Because I'm tired of the good cop, bad cop. I'm tired of it.
And I just wonder for anybody who heard that, like what they thought.
Yeah. Not only that, Obama went out and attacked Donald Trump. And I want to show you Trump's response last night. Watch this. Here we go. Da-da-da. Are we in? We're in. Nice. Here we go.
And I think he's a real jerk because I've watched him campaign over the last couple of days. I watched him campaign. What a divider he is, right? What a divider he is. He'd divide this country. He couldn't care less. Him and his little group of people. He was terrible. But I've watched what he's done. He's trying to campaign because she's incapable of campaigning. So they send him in to try. He's not going to do it. He also, you know who he helped? He helped Hillary Clinton. How did that work out? He came out to Hillary.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, yep. So I want to, where we stand as the nation right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fighting an uphill battle. We are fighting an uphill battle right now with this election. We are outnumbered not in the voters, but in the crooks. When Donald Trump says, make it too big to rig, it is not just a pretty slogan. It is not just a pretty slang. The way you make it too big to rig is right now, more Republicans are voting early than ever before in American election history. Get out and vote. I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Florida yesterday, and I'm like, hey, did you vote? He's like, oh, no, not yet. And I understand he's a family man, a businessman, very busy. I was on the phone with him for like 20 minutes, begging him to go and vote. His wife already voted by mail, but he's always on the road. He's out of the country often. I begged him. I was like, brother, please do it by mail, do it in person, do it on election day or early. Just go vote. He's like, well, it's just one vote. He's like, it's just one vote. I'm like, no. Don't believe it's just one vote. Your vote matters. I don't believe in the election system. I don't. I'm the perfect example to sit this one out and complain. But you know what I do believe in? I believe in the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the United States says that it is the duty of we the people to get out and vote. If you love the Constitution the way you say you love the Constitution, you will go and vote even though you don't believe in the election process. I might not like the process and I might not believe in the process, but I love and I believe the Constitution. Many Christians, we don't like what's happening in the churches. A lot of hypocrisy, a lot of, strife and gossip, and many pastors are all about money. I don't go to church because, well, I do love the church I go to. Pastor Mark Driscoll, I love him. But because as a whole, there's so many issues. No, I go because I believe and I love the scriptures, the Bible. And the Bible tells me to go uplift one another, pray with one another, worship with one another, have communion with fellowship with one another. So because I love the scripture and I love the Lord, I do it, even though I might not always like to be the nice guy. Maybe I don't always like to turn the other cheek, quote unquote, but I love the scripture. And so if you love freedom, if you love this country, if you love the Constitution, you will vote even if you don't believe in the voting process. Do not sit it out. Please don't sit this one out. This one is too important. I'm going to leave it with this. You guys hear me talk about Verity Metals often, and you guys also know that I moved to Arizona. I moved to Arizona because I am officially partnering with Verity Metals. They took me on their team. I run their social media, and I'm actually in the Verity Metals office right now. I can actually personally help you with your orders. My phone number, my direct office line, even if you don't want to talk about gold and silver, just want to call, say, Vlad, how are you? Talk to me, maybe give me some feedback. My direct office phone number is 480-590-1937. This is my direct office line, 480-590-1937. I work and I partner with Verity Metals because I believe in this. I've had hundreds of opportunities in the last 3 years of, being a political pundit, rise up, and I turned them all down. There's only 2 that I ever said yes to, was Mike Lindell, My Store and My Pillow, promo code ANN, just the letters ANN if you want, and Verity Metals, because these are American companies that have American citizens in their mind. They think about you, they think about the American worker, they think about the American economy, and they want to protect you, especially Verity Metals. They want to protect your money the constitutional way. You can go to veritymetals.com. call the owner, my good friend Matthew. He's just in the other room directly at 480-717-9081. Or you can call me directly, even if you just want to chat. My number is 480-590-1937. This is my direct office phone right here. That's the ringer. So call me anytime just to say hi. How you doing? You know, this is where we are. I believe in this. Because I grew up in a family that lived through the fall of the Soviet Union. People lost everything. People were devastated. People were broken. A lot of suicides, and and why? Because when if a man can't feed his family, there's nothing worse than that. Nothing worse than that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I hope to hear from a few of you. Maybe get some feedback. Call in, say hello. You got my office number. I love you guys. Go vote. Vote early. Vote in person. Vote by mail. Vote online. Vote on election day. Just vote. Vote. Get out the vote. Love you all. Make sure to subscribe. Trump 2024.